Okay, so we're looking at the last 12 years on the Bitcoin chart here in 3 4-year cycles that are characterized by having a bull run, bear run, consolidation, and having bull run, bear run, consolidation. And I want to show you the 50-week, 100-week moving averages. I want to show you the pi cycle top indicator ratios, and I want to show you some Fibonacci retracements on these three cycles to make the argument that we are closer to the parabolic move up than we might otherwise think. And we're going to consider this because we think that this moment here, which is the COVID crash, is in fact a solid 10-week period that is anomalous. So we're going to be treating this when we do our retracements to determine exactly where we are in this parabolic move. So contrary to perhaps the main narrative that's out there, this thesis would state that our parabolic move is close. It is approaching imminently, and this is how we can understand this. The first thing we want to look at is we want to look at the 50-week, 100-week moving averages. So you can see the 50-week here in green and the 100-week in red. And in the last three cycles, we can see plotted on this log scale here, we have a golden cross on the 50-week, 100-week. And this is not often an indicator that's used as a leading indicator. It's more of a lagging indicator for a change in momentum. But the parallels with this cross and the shape of this kind of smiley face here that marks typically the bottom in the consolidation period in each one of these cycles is awfully striking. And we can see that we had this cross prior to this halving here in 2016. We had another cross prior to the halving in 2020, and we are just experiencing another one of these crosses here. So what can this tell us about where we are? Well, one of the things we can do is we can do a retracement on these cycles. So if we do a retracement from the top to the bottom, ending at the halving, what we can see is, whoop, pop that right there. What we can see is that we've got our cross prior to the halving when we had this rally that basically rallied us right up to the 0.5 levels. Okay, so we can see that, oops. Oh, I really wish we could bring that over here. Maybe we'll just squeeze it over a little bit like that. You can see that we had this rally up to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement, okay? The half point. So we get our cross, we hit the half point, and we had the halving. Then we went parabolic. And we regained all-time highs actually relatively quickly after that move, just within a matter of months. So if we do the same retracement on the next cycle, we can do it here. And this cycle is interesting because, again, we have this cross prior to the halving. And then we have this rally up here where you can see we're trying to attain the Fibonacci 0.5 retracement, but we fail in a 10-week period here that we call the COVID crash. But then immediately at the 0.382 resistance, resume the rally and find ourselves attaining that Fibonacci half point retracement much later on in the cycle before resuming our parabolic run. Okay. If we look at our current cycle and we do the same retracement from the highs to the lows, and we keep it there, we have our golden 50-week, 100-week cross prior to the halving, and we are already hitting that 0.5 retracement level, or just below it here, playing with that 0.5 retracement. No, we're at it. Here it is. So what does this mean? That we're already at this 0.5 retracement this cycle after the cross. Here, we had our cross. We never made it because we had a black swan event, but then resumed and touched it, tagged it here prior to going parabolic. And then over here, we had, again, our cross attainment of the 0.5 retracement, a little back off, and then our parabolic move. So my thesis is basically this, and it's not brain science here, but I think that we need to cut 10 weeks off of the schedule, because in my mind, this is actually the beginning of the rally that took us to tag that 0.5 retracement level here, and that this entire V should be discounted. So if we find ourselves up at that 0.5 retracement, that we should expect after our next pullback, we should expect to go parabolic. I don't think we're going to chop along as long as people think we will, because of the fact that this COVID was a black swan event that delayed that particular move from the 50-week, 100-week cross to the parabolic move. So if we look back here in 2017, here's our move tagging the 0.5 retracement, almost immediately a pullback, and then our parabolic move. So if we just for a minute discount what happened in COVID and we say, do you know what, this rally would have moved us to that 0.5 retracement level before this move over here, we're actually more like we were in September, or I'd say maybe August of 2020 today, than we were actually in February of 2020, if you know what I mean. Our price action, considering that we don't have a black swan on the horizon, is closer to that we would expect from February of 2020. And so with that in mind, I actually think that we are imminently encroaching upon a parabolic move up. And we're going to have to wait and see. Of course, there's shorter term trends that can be analyzed and trend lines that need to break out and different support levels that need to hold for that to be true. But I would say in general, purely on this level of analysis on the weekly chart, that with the cross and the halving, this period of time will be shorter as it was in the 2017 cycle and in our cycle. I think that these two periods will be much shorter, and then us tagging that 0.5 retracement level is going to be an indication of our move higher, our parabolic move up from this level. So the other indicator I want to take a look at is I want to take a look at the pi cycle top. So maybe if we just hide these for a moment and back out, we're going to take a look at the pi cycle indicator. So the pi cycle indicator uses the 111-day moving average and 2 times the 350-day moving average to make a guess at where the cycle top happens. And for the last 3 cycles, we can see that when these two averages cross, their moment of intersection is usually within about 3 days of the market top. That was true of 2017, 2020, and it's also true of our most recent cycle here. So what does this tell us about where we are? Well, I like to look at these two averages as if they're converging or diverging, and that can give us a sense of where we are in the phase, the consolidation phase in the last 2 cycles. So if we go all the way back to 2016, we can see that right around the time that our halving occurs and we have that retest of the 0.5 Fibonacci level, which was right here. Here we can actually pop that back on the chart. Here was our golden cross on the 50-100 week. Here was our retest of the Fibonacci 0.5 level. And we can see that we actually have the pi cycle indicator is actually converging, right? It's converging. You can see it's getting thinner and thinner and thinner here, although there is this temporary move out we could say that we're actually converging at this moment in time right here. And of course they wobble in and out, but overall you can see these two are converging, which is indicating that they're coming closer together and we will be more imminently attaining our top. If we go to the same point in time, take a look at that black swan event, right? The same point in time, next cycle, black swan event, we have this pi cycle indicator diverging, and actually it's not converging until we have reattained that 0.5 Fibonacci level. Again, take a look. There is the 0.5 Fibonacci level that was attained post-halving. So we have, again, converging of the pi cycle indicator. Whereas if we were back here, we would be having a diverging of the pi cycle indicator, okay? A diverging. Or it wouldn't be quite the same because we would be having a diverging of the pi cycle indicator prior to the golden cross. Again, look at the 50-week, 100-week golden cross was right there. So at that point in time, after that point in time, where's the next convergence of this indicator? It's actually here. It's some number of weeks later that we have to cut out of this market as if it was basically dead air, because this is a black swan event that we're not necessarily expecting this time around. So take a look at where we are. Retesting the Fibonacci 0.5 level, converging on our pi cycle indicator for now, and that convergence will probably wobble a bit, but is more imminently coming together post golden cross, pre-halving, like it did in 2017, more than how it did in 2020 because of this black swan event. So that's basically the meat of the argument. Take a look at the retracement levels. Take a look at the 50-week, 100-week cross, and then take a look at the convergence or divergence of the pi cycle indicator. And I think that these are pointing to the fact that we've got a short period of consolidation pre-halving, possibly some sort of retest, but we've got an imminent parabolic move here that is probably going to be occurring sooner than later. I can show you one other look here if we want to apply some Elliott waves. For those of you who are into the Elliott wave analysis, this is the same chart, same retracement. It's just color-coded here because I'm doing a little bit of work. And if we actually look at our most recent moves in an Elliott wave analysis, you can see that we're probably wave 1, wave 2, coming down from wave 3 from our recent low, and we're looking to have a period of consolidation, possibly a retest below the 0.382 fib level, and you can see that's my own little accumulation area here. If I'm going to add to my position, I will be doing it here. And then we've got, as far as our Elliott wave analysis, we've got a leg down and a fifth leg up. So what we can expect here is we can expect some level of sideways chop, possibly a leg up, a leg down, the B wave, C wave of our third Elliott wave, prior to potentially retesting around the 32 to 36,000 range before our move up, which will likely be the beginning of our parabolic move. So anyway, that's the analysis I wanted to share with you guys today. If you gained something from this video, please let me know in the comments, and I will possibly make another one. So thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you guys next time.